I think we should very much talk about Alistair Black because there's been a lot of conversation about him leaving AEW and not being booked on AEW. And, this is one of those things. I've said this before. I know a lot of people are not going to be happy here when I say this, but I've always said since day one, I don't feel like Malakai Black was truly booked the way he should have been booked in AEW. Just like how I don't believe he was booked correctly on the main roster. Nope. This is not a uncommon thing for me to say, but Alistair Black in NXT is by far one of my favorites. Just genuinely speaking, it was one of my, I don't know how to explain it. He had such a great run in NXT where it was just
he was one of the best.
Yeah. So me personally, it's just me. It's a me thing.
And I believe if he went back to NXT, I believe Shawn Michaels would do very right by Alistair Black.
No, it's beneath him. He doesn't go to NXT.
Okay, there's your thoughts.
No,
there's your thoughts.
He's gonna go to Raw.
Okay,
or wherever Zelina Vega is.
Right.
And that's kind of how I look at it. He's got to go to Raw. Zelina Vega's there. I think. If I'm giving you guys my honest opinion, I think Alistair Black, and I've said this before, he should be in the world title picture.
Yeah, we talked about this the other day. I agree. Yeah. I agree that he should be in the picture. Don't think he should win it right away, but I do think he should be in the picture.
I want to say something, though, about the whole Alistair Black situation.
Yeah, go ahead.
I love Alistair Black. I love what he does. I love his talent. WWE has only one opportunity to get him right if he returns. They cannot mess up here because Alistair Black, in a way, it kind of reminds me of Karrion Kross. Now, let me explain this in a way that makes sense. Karrion Kross goes from NXT, dominant NXT, goes to the main roster, and Vince changes everything about him. Okay.
Yeah.
That was pretty dramatic and pretty excessive, the changes that they made to Alistair Black. When I see Alistair Black coming back to WWE, it kind of reminds me of Karrion Kross coming back to WWE in the sense that they have to they really have to rehabilitate him in a way.
Yeah, you have to get it right on the first try. He's been through way too much.
I think presentation-wise, they will knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
I think from an in-ring perspective, he will go out there and knock it out of the park. But the storyline that they bring him into will matter the most.
Yeah, and it has to be the correct storyline. It has to be. I don't know. I guess it's all going to depend on who he comes up against, and if we're thinking about his dark character and stuff, I could see him coming in almost as a heel and doing something with the Wyatt Six.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. That's fair.
Wyatt Six can't be losing. Alistair Black can't be losing.
I'm not talking. This is right now. I'm talking. Months down the line.
But I'm saying immediately upon re-debuting for the company, they can't get this wrong.
Okay.
That first opponent, that first storyline,
it
has to be perfect.
Oh, that's right. They are on SmackDown. Thank you.
There is no reason why Alistair Black should be going into the WWE again and losing right away. And if you want to do a slow burn with him, you can do that, but you got to be very, very careful. I almost feel like instead of having him feud with somebody right away, what I would rather do, and this is just my opinion, I would much rather see WWE have him vignettes, right?
Yeah.
And Alistair Black goes in there, has a couple squash matches for a few weeks.
And just makes himself look dominant again?
Yeah. And then makes a challenge.
There we go. That's fair. I like that. I can get behind that. I'm not opposed to that.
That's what I think.
Not at all.
That's what I think.
I'm not opposed to that at all.
I seen somebody in the chat say it should be Shin. If you wanted Alistair Black to feud with Shinsuke, that would require him to go to SmackDown. Yep. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind that at all. They really have to get it right though. That's not an exaggeration. He did not look good in AEW. I felt
He
like
didn't
he
look
was
good on the
very,
main roster beforehand.
it was very underwhelming on the main roster beforehand, very underwhelming right now with what you see in AEW.
Agreed.
The House of Black ideal was cool, but I don't feel like they were ever really given the ball to run with. And I think AEW kind of spit in his face because now he's not being utilized until his contract ends. And all of a sudden, people are big believers in Brody King and Buddy Murphy, as if Malakai Black wasn't the fucking star. Malakai Black was the big signing where he should have been a world champion at one point. And I couldn't believe, honestly, I couldn't believe that he wasn't a world champion in AEW. And like, I'll just say it. Like, if he's not a world champion in WWE, they failed him, because Alistair Black in NXT was a beast, and Vince McMahon fucking killed it. Yeah. Vince killed him, bro.
Yeah, he destroyed him. I get it. I get what you're saying.
Like, I almost kind of wonder what it would be like if they did something with Alistair Black and Damian Priest. I kind of would like to see something like that, because Damian Priest needs to get away from the Judgment Day stuff.
For sure.
You know? I think that would be kind of fun. Damian Priest is like, when he goes into his own, like, I think,
you've seen what he just did with Finn Balor.
But once he breaks away from the Judgment Day stigma, like I saw somebody tweet, it's not an original opinion, but somebody was like, this should be Damian Priest, like, kind of transitioning into what Biker Taker was, where he just ultimately becomes like that cool ass baby face.
Which I think is eventually probably what could happen.
Yeah. But of course, he would need a really, really good opponent. Alistair Black could be really good. And if Alistair Black were to beat Damian Priest, like, that's a pretty big stamp of approval. And then, you know, Alistair Black versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, dog, count me the hell in. I've been saying this for a minute, but that's why I say it's so important that they get it right, because Malakai Black leaving AEW, it's like, again, this was people. I think people forget the narrative, but when Malakai Black when he left WWE and went to AEW, the conversation was literally, "Oh my God, AEW they're gonna do what Vince McMahon and WWE couldn't do, which was make him a star." And then the thing is, he goes into AEW and he's not. And this was the conversation. I know AEW fans tend to forget this because they want to forget this. They don't ever want to make it look like AEW did something bad, which is this is where I laugh the most in the IWC. Like, they left WWE. They're washing WWE. AEW is going to save them. AEW is going to make them this. When you come to find out AEW just doesn't do anything with them, then all of a sudden they're not good. They're washed. They have an attitude problem. They don't want to be there, blah, blah, blah. There's a million excuses. Let me just be real honest. Like, I think, like, Alistair Black, he did not. He should have been winning big time matches in AEW.
Sure.
And that's what I'm saying. He's got to win big time matches. He's got to win big time matches in WWE too. So WWE can't mess around and be like, "Oh, we got to protect Damian Priest."
When he came into AEW with the Cody thing, that was like cool at the time, you know what I mean? And then just right after that, it just completely fell down the hill, and it just did not go the way that it was supposed to. So yeah, I do agree with you 1000% that when he comes back and when he comes into a new role potentially in the WWE, it has to be in a serious role. It has to be something right away. There's no denying that. So yeah, I'll agree with you there.
Like I'm saying right now, and I'm going to say it again and again and again, he's going to need prominent wins.
A lot of them.
Seth Rollins probably should lose to Alistair Black. Like, there's going to be some people not happy taking those pins, but Alistair Black should be getting some pins over some big names eventually. At first, give him some squash matches, insert him immediately into a feud. Personally, I like him as a heel. Get it right. Don't fuck it up. If you fuck it up, then you're in a situation where literally, like, you're just like, you're screwing up.
It's a horrible situation.
Yeah, you're screwing up. You're screwing up. Put
yourself in a horrible situation.
And it sucks. It sucks that it's like that, because there's a certain talent, I think, they get screwed over, man, and he's one of them. And maybe I am biased towards Alistair Black, but I remember watching NXT, loving him, and I seen what we got in AEW, and I seen what we got with him on the main roster, and excuse me, I was not happy with it at all.
No,
at all.
I agree.